Hi, my name is Kevin Grote, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play The Quest Kids Giant Adventure by Treasure Falls Games. Prepare yourself for an adventure unlike any you've played before. In this life-size dungeon crawler, you and your fellow adventurers will be searching through Tolk's cave for treasure, but you won't be alone in there. Anytime you encounter a bad guy, you can attempt to use your power, wisdom, or magic to scare them away. So let's jump in. Tolk's cave will be made up of these giant cave tiles. Green tiles are always good, providing benefits. Gray tiles may have a lurking bad guy, but can also have better rewards. Red tiles contain the biggest baddies, but also the best treasure. These tiles will be placed face down on the floor to create Tolk's cave. The rules include multiple different configurations for Tolk's cave, but no matter how you set it up, you'll definitely want a good deal of continuous open floor space. You can use one of the 3 configurations shown in the rulebook or create your own. There's even the option to expand Tolk's cave into multiple rooms of your home. If you choose to create your own configuration, it is recommended to keep the green and gray tiles together and place toward the beginning of the cave, near the cave door tile, with the red tiles together at the end of the cave. Now, once you've decided on a configuration and placed all the giant cave tiles on the floor, place the ability tokens, health tokens, Tolk gem tokens, star tokens, and kind kid tokens near the play area. If it's easier, these tokens can instead be carried by any responsible player. Place the treasure tokens into their bag. Give each player a player bag in the color of their choice and 3 health tokens. Each player will take 1 ability token based on their player color. The purple and blue players will each start with 1 power token. Green starts with 1 wisdom token, and yellow starts with 1 magic token. All players will start their first turn from the cave door tile. The player who most recently went on an adventure goes first. And yes, going to the store to buy snacks totally counts as going on an adventure. Now that the game is set up, let's learn how to play. On your turn, you will move through Tolk's cave and either explore a new dungeon tile or visit an already explored dungeon tile that has not been resolved yet. When you move, you can move to any dungeon tile that is adjacent to an already explored dungeon tile, and there's no limit to the number of tiles you can move, you just can't move diagonally. So if the game is in progress and Tolk's cave looks like this, you could go to any of these unexplored dungeon tiles, because they're adjacent to an already explored tile, or you could visit this explored dungeon tile where the bad guy hasn't been scared away yet. You can also choose to move through the bad guy to explore a new tile past it. When you explore a new tile, you'll flip that tile over and either gain rewards or come face to face with bad guys. If you reveal an ability dungeon tile, it'll look something like this. Immediately take the number of ability tokens shown on the dungeon tile. Other ability dungeon tiles will look something like this. This tile allows you to take any combination of 3 tokens. So you could take 3 power tokens, 2 magic tokens and 1 treasure token, or maybe 1 magic, 1 wisdom, and 1 power. But sometimes, when you flip over a dungeon tile, you might reveal a bad guy. And this is where things get interesting. Monster dungeon tiles show you 3 different things. First is the type of bad guy you're facing, second is the kind of ability tokens you need to scare that bad guy away, and third is how many stars you get for scaring it away. Remember all those ability tokens that you've been collecting? That's where these come into play. If you have the correct number of ability tokens, in this case 1 magic token and 2 wisdom tokens, you'll discard those and scare away Icegar. As a reward, you'll gain 3 stars. So, grab a 3-star token and place it in your bag. Now, what happens if you can't scare away a bad guy? Well, you lose one of your heart tokens. And if you lose your last heart token, don't worry, you're not out of the game. You will have to skip your next turn, but you'll gain back 1 heart token. Bad guys that aren't scared away stay in the cave and can be scared away later. Place the correct star token onto the tile, that way players know the bad guy is still there. And at any point in the future, a player may choose to go there instead of exploring a new tile, and they can discard the correct ability tokens to scare away the bad guy and claim the reward. If you reveal a monster dungeon tile and you don't have the ability tokens you need to scare it away, then, thankfully, you can ask the other players if they would like to help. If a player helps a fellow quest kid, they're rewarded with a kind kid token. Kind kid tokens are always good, providing players with some form of reward, such as stars, treasures, ability tokens, or the ability to take a peek at an unexplored dungeon tile. Players hold on to their Kind Kid tokens as long as they want, and then they can choose to play them at any point during anyone's turn. The option to help a fellow quest kid is given to players in reverse turn order, so when a player in need asks for help, the previous player first has the opportunity to offer one ability token to help. Then, the next previous player has the opportunity to offer one ability token, and so on. If it makes it back to the first player, they can choose to offer a second ability token. When a bad guy is scared away, players gain one Kind Kid token per ability token they contributed. Finally, there are Tolk Gem dungeon tiles. Tolk Gems are worth stars, and you acquire them by discarding ability tokens, just like you would when scaring off a bad guy. If you don't have the required ability tokens to acquire the gem, the other players may not help you in exchange for Kind Kid tokens, and thankfully, you won't lose a heart token. Place the Tolk Gem token on the dungeon tile to indicate that the gem is still there. Another player can use their turn to obtain the Tolk Gem instead of exploring a new tile. I mentioned them earlier, but these are treasure tokens. They're obtained by exploring dungeon tiles and acquiring Kind Kid tokens. When gathering a treasure token, draw it from the treasure bag. Treasure tokens show two different star values. The bottom value only applies to you if the treasure token matches your player color. So for example, if the green player draws this tile, it will be worth 3 stars. If any other player draws it, it will only be worth 1 star. Once the final treasure token is pulled from the bag, there is simply no more treasure hiding in Tolk's cave. The game ends when all dungeon tiles have been explored and no more actions may be taken. Sometimes the game will end with a bad guy or a Tolk Gem still on the board, but no players will have the required ability tokens to resolve them. When the game ends, players count up their stars from star tokens earned from scaring away bad guys, Tolk Gem tokens, health tokens, Kind Kid tokens, and treasure tokens. The player with the most stars is the winner. If there's a tie, the player with the most Kind Kid tokens is the winner. If there's still a tie, players share the victory. Check the rulebook for an alternate scoring system for more advanced play. And that's how you play The Quest Kids Giant Adventure. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you enjoy exploring Tolk's Cave with your fellow Quest Kids. I'll see you in the next video.